I'm Steve, and I'm going to start the next brew pub in Colorado Springs. It's going to be called Triple S Brewing, and Triple S Brewing is going to focus on beer education. Okay, so what's Triple S going to be all about? What's it going to look like? So I want to mix the pubs of England and the coffee shops of America. From the pubs of England, I want to take the walkability. It's going to be in your neighborhood. It's also going to be an extension of your living room. It's going to be your third place. So mom, dad, dogs, cats, kids, everybody's going to go there to socialize. So the coffee shops of America, what I want to pull from that is going to be the free Wi-Fi, the cool, funky, interesting, awesome space where you go to do your homework, meet your friends, do your business, have fun. And of course, I'm going to be brewing and serving awesome, very good craft beer on the location. If you don't like craft beer, I'm going to have craft soda, way more healthy than regular soda, about a quarter of the sugar. I'll have coffee and some alternate fermentables like kombucha, it's a Japanese fermented tea, and then I might dabble with some sake, right? And maybe anything else that I feel like doing. So, you'll come into my place. My beeristas, my highly trained beeristas, they're going to ask you a series of maybe three questions, and they'll dial you into a beer that you like, and they'll pair it with the food that we have, okay? I'm also going to do beer tastings, much like wine tastings, and I'm going to also do beer pairing dinners. So what allows me to do all this? I'm a nationally recognized beer judge. I'm also a Cicerone certified beer server. You may not know what that is. It's a pretty new program, but what a sommelier is to wine, a Cicerone is to beer. So those two credentials make me a pretty good expert in beer and more like a sommelier for beer. So go ahead, next one, please. All right, let's talk about the market. Okay, Colorado Springs, you might have guessed, has the fourth largest craft beer drinking population out of all the cities in America. So it basically, yeah, right. So Seattle, then Portland, then Denver, and then Colorado Springs. So we are the fourth, with 10% of our population is known to drink craft beer. So go ahead. That makes 43,000 people I know are going to be customers already. Oh, you're good. All right, so my target demographic. I'm designing this place for these kind of people. The people that will be in Triple S Brewing are going to be about 18 to 65 years old. They're going to make around $35,000. That gives them a little bit of excess money that they're going to spend on high quality, good beverages. So my core demographic, let's focus it in a little more. The craft beer drinker is going to be a male, 25 to 45, probably has a degree, probably in a white-collar job, probably makes $50,000 or more. This is the connoisseur, right? The guy that seeks out good, excellent craft beer. That's 45,000 people in Colorado Springs. Now here's the zinger. Mintel is a prominent national-level market research firm. Last October, they did a national survey. And throughout the nation, 49% of the people they surveyed said they would try craft beer if they only knew more about it. So that's half the population of Colorado Springs, 200,000 people that I can convert through beer education. All right, so of course, when you talk about the competition, Steve, why do we need another brew pub in Colorado Springs? You're right, there are 15 brew pubs currently in Colorado Springs. Number 15 just opened. It's the Manitou Brewing Company out in Manitou. Go check them out, great dudes. So I see of those 15, two are my primary competitors. Bristol Brewing, they're the biggest. They have the biggest mind share. If you say craft beer, Colorado Springs, everybody first thinks of Bristol. So I'm going to have to kind of try to grab some of that mind share. Phantom Canyon has the closest concept. I've been very impressed. They go in there and talk to their bartender. They always know all about the beer, so does their waitstaff. I discovered their secret. Their brewer gives the waitstaff sheets to memorize. Brilliant. That's awesome. I'm going to have that times 10. So people say, hey, what about bars and tap houses? Aren't they competitors? I contend absolutely not. That's places that I can sell my excess beer and I can have my beer on tap. They can be selling my product for me. Let's go ahead and slide, please. Okay, so the magic question, is it scalable, right? Nobody wants to buy into something that's only going to make a couple $100 a year. Yes, it absolutely is through franchising. Again, remember, I want to capture the local market. I want Triple S Brewing to be in every neighborhood. I want you to be able to walk to one of these. So I've talked to all the brewers in town. They say that there is room for more. And I'm done. All right, hey folks, go ahead, next slide. I'll be open in 15, January 2015, aiming for Old Colorado City right now. What questions do you have?
So what makes you think there's actually, so I'm not clear on the model, so I think you're just saying that you want to scalably open up a Phantom Canyon in all these neighborhoods with the
A little bit smaller. So Phantom Canyon
Wild
sized
Goose?
brew pub, yeah, love their model. That's awesome. Something a lot like that, except in every neighborhood, so that you can walk. I know it's difficult in America, but it's doable. I'm looking at all the new developments that are spreading out east towards towards Kansas. Quite possible to do it in there.
What's your startup cost?
So the worst case scenario, that would be I have to buy a plot of land, build it up from scratch, is about $500,000. But if the best case scenario,
How many square feet are you looking at for your restaurant?
it's a brew pub, so 15% of my revenue has to come from food, and you want food anyways because you don't want people drinking and then, hey, I had a drink, I'm hungry, let's go somewhere else. So the focus is on the beer, but food is going to be there. 2,500 square feet. Now, that's worst case scenario. I was counting on about $100 a square foot for a build out. Best case scenario is buy an existing restaurant or an existing bar. That would cut the price in half. Yeah.
How are you
Yes.
going to differentiate yourself?
Through beer education. Nobody does that here. You walk into a bar and you do this. I don't know, I want beer flavored beer. Well, my people, again, are going to be very educated. They're going to have similar education to me. I will teach them. They'll ask you a series of questions, get you into a beer that you will definitely like, and then pair it with some food that you will definitely like. Yeah.
You're saying you want these to be like walkable. Let's
Yes.
people to walk to these. Colorado
Yes.
Springs has a population 460,000 or so. How many total openings can you have to not oversaturate the market and still have these be walkable? I think if you need to have one that somebody can walk to, you need what, 400?
Well,
You know, I got to look at those numbers. I'm not sure how many neighborhoods there are.
Walkable as walkable?
Yeah, again, it's very difficult. We're not as tightly packed as Europe is, so
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, the brew pub model in Europe is strictly based on 7,500 people in a half-mile radius. There is nowhere in Colorado Springs that we can offer that. Denver can offer that in some of the metro areas. There's nowhere we can offer that density. And as you go west, we're not a walkable society.
Depends. There are many of these village concept communities that are popping up where it's kind of like retail center or on the outside with houses all around. So those are the kind of places I'm tapping. Gold Hill Mesa over on 21st is a prime example.
Right, to put up a 2,000 square foot,
Mhm.
assuming you got $100,000 in brewing equipment.
That's
And
exactly,
if you
you're
want to
spot
buy land
on.
and building, you talk Gold Hill Mesa, you're at $1.5 million to $1.7 million, which means you've got to do $2 million in revenue, which means you got to have huge density to get there. I mean, I would encourage you, you got the beer side, you got to get somebody on the numbers side of where are these I think it's a great concept, but urban density is going to be so critical to you doing that.
Yep, that is true. That is definitely a tight point, for sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I know startup costs are going to be pretty expensive. Have you thought of the idea of maybe having a central hub where you will actually brew all the beer and then having much smaller spaces that are walkable that you could distribute from the hub maybe to those spoke type restaurants? That way you don't have to have so many different fermenters and all the
Yeah,
startup.
no, in fact, hey, that's a great idea, and I appreciate that. You're absolutely right. The economies of scale that I was envisioning after having, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these, at that point, I could do something like that. That's a great idea. Thank you. You did something?
And I'm a girl that loves beer that just moved from LA, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can tell you that a lot of the time of this year, we don't have walkable places in terms of just weather, and then
Nope.
not all these places have street lights. And there are some great neighborhoods that are fine by day, but at night you don't want to be walking around there. So I just would do an audit of the areas and just make sure that even if you build it, will they come? Are they walkable places? Or, if you're going to go in your car and drive, why don't you just drive downtown? So have you checked? I just encourage you to check that out too, to make sure of those people that, like in real numbers, you go out
Yeah,
and validate that in real time.
great. Thank you. Good point. Anybody else? Yes?
I drink about maybe 5 or 6 beers a year,
Okay.
and I'm real particular.
Okay.
Of course, I forget what I had last time. I mean, I have no idea. They're able to maybe track what our customers are drinking. I may come back in and, oh yeah, you had that whatever last time. Oh yeah, I like that. I mean, That's a
Sure.
big, that's a big issue for me, at least. I mean, I have other things on my mind other than blonde or ale or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's an excellent point. I'm sure the point of sale system can do that, and that's an awesome point, thank you, yeah.
Cool.
All right.